Hello everyone, it's Becky here from Ivy's Corner and welcome to this video on day 3 of drawing the strings for Zentangle Project Pack 26. So if you have seen my previous videos, you'll know that I have already completed Project Pack 26, and because I am based in the UK, it's harder for me to get hold of the Project Pack itself. These can be a little bit tricky to get hold of in the UK. It costs a lot to order stuff from Zentangle HQ and ship it over to the UK, understandably. And so I need to do very big orders. I'm going off to Zen again, and I didn't want to do a small order for the project pack and then pick stuff up in Zen again. I also didn't want to wait until Zen again to pick up the project pack. So I decided to make do with the materials that I had to hand. And they do say that we can, are welcome to do that at Zentangle HQ. Obviously, if you want to buy the project pack, you can do so from Zentangle HQ. There's a link in the description for where you can buy the official project pack from Zentangle HQ, and you can contribute to future videos and also to their Zentangle Foundation as well. So please do that if you're able to. If it's too tricky for you to get hold of the project pack, or you just want to kind of have a little go at drawing the string yourself, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I went about drawing the string for day number 3 of Zentangle Project Pack 26. Let's get to it. So here I have my Zentangle tile divider. This is my own tile divider created by me for my website Ivy's Corner. This is a free resource that you can get your hands on via my website, ivyscorner.com, ivys-corner.com. It's a document that has a guideline for dividing up all different tiles in the Zentangle world, right from the new 5x5 tile all the way down to bijou tiles, and you can divide up all of those into equal sections for any kind of strings that you want to create, or mosaics where lines join up together, or if you want to do maybe a mandala, it's useful for that too. Obviously, you don't need to use it for Zentangle. Part of the fun and the joy of Zentangle drawing is that random strings or just hand-drawn lines are perfect. But if you want to have a bit more of structure to the division of your tile, then this is a really handy tool. It's available completely free on my website, and I'll pop the link in the description below. I'm going to dive straight in to the Zentangle page of this divider. The Zentangle page, the Zendala page of this divider, and here it is. So with this particular tile, now the other thing actually I just wanted to say was that it's absolutely fine if you want to use kind of rulers or compasses or whatever, something to help you divide this up in a more kind of structured and straight lined way. That is completely fine. My preference is to kind of go a little bit more with the Zentangle method and do things a bit more freehand. So my lines won't be straight, my circles won't be perfectly circular, and that's fine by me. It just kind of gives the drawing a little bit more character for me. So it's absolutely fine if you want to be a bit more precise with your lines, but my preference is to do something a little bit more hand-drawn, and I just want to show you how I went about creating these strings for this project pack. So for day 3, this was a lovely lesson with Rick and Maria, and Maria drew this gorgeous tile which was based around a really interesting sort of triangular string with a hexagonal shape in the centre. So I'm going to show you how I went about metering out and creating that string. So I've got my tile here on my Zendala tile marker, my tile divider, and the way that this string was constructed was kind of based on 2 overlapping triangles on the tile, and in order to kind of divide that up, I found the easiest way for me was to mark out 6 points around my Zendala. So we're dividing the tile into 6 kind of sections. So with my tile divider, you can see here I've got numbers. It's a little bit confusing with all the different options you have here, and this tile divider does explain how to use it. But if you try and ignore the dotted lines and dashed lines, I'm going to go for these straight lines here, which are going to divide it up all the way around into 12 sections, but obviously I'm going to be skipping every other one. So I'm going to mark on number 12, and then I'm going to mark the other even numbers. So 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And that's given me 6 points around the outside of my tile. So I'm going to place my tile divider to one side and just zoom in a little bit for you so you can see a little better what I am doing. Let me just focus my camera. There we go. Okay, So this particular tile, as I said, has these overlapping triangles, and I'm going to freehand draw between, so I'm going to just number these actually, because I didn't do this in the last video and I think it would have been helpful. So this is 12, this is 2, in fact not 12 and 2, we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that's just a bit more sensible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now you don't have to write these down, this is just so that I can demonstrate it to you a little bit easier. I'm going to draw and join together dashes number 6 and number 2. I should also say that if you wanted to draw a border around the Zendala, you can also do that at this point, and then you kind of would have that outlining border to stop you kind of going too close to the edge. Completely fine if you want to do that. I'm not going to do that on this occasion. I'm going to join, I'm going to go right up to the edges of the tile, and I'm going to join point number 6 with point number 2. And you'll see my line is just a freehand drawn line. It's not perfectly straight, but I don't mind that. I'm going to turn my tile and join line number 2 with line number 4. And when I draw these lines, I kind of start off and then look to the point where I want to finish, and I find that helps me draw a slightly straighter line. Point number 4 to point number 6 again. I'm holding my pencil on its side so that it's nice and soft. Hopefully you can still see it okay on the screen. So there we have our first triangle, and the second triangle I'm going to draw is between points number 1 and number 5. I'm going to just draw over this string line. I've got my precision eraser just to help me tidy up any lines that I'm not happy with. There we go. You see I drew that 3 times and it's a bit thicker than I want it to be, so I'm just going to work out the bit that I wanted and just tidy up the other one there, so I'm a bit clearer on where my actual string line sits. I'm going to join line number 1 and line number 3, like so. That wasn't too bad. And then finally 3 and 5. There we go. So we have our kind of star shape here. I'm going to rub out my numbers now because I don't really think they are necessary any longer. But yeah, you don't need to add those numbers in, that's just for demonstrative purposes. Okay, so we have our star now, and you'll see that there's kind of this this 6-sided shape that's been created in the centre. Now, what one of the things that was done in the Zentangle Project Pack string was that within this string we had an additional hexagon in the centre. Now, because I've hand drawn these are not perfect, so our hexagon is going to look a little bit more wonky than the official one, and that's fine. What I'm going to do is just mark the halfway point on each of these lines, and I'm going to eyeball that. I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to kind of work out roughly where I think it is, like so. And I'm going to join these points together. So I'm going to come from this point to here, this point to here, and just go around this shape, creating these lines between the 2 points, which is going to in turn give me my slightly, albeit slightly wonky, hexagonal shape. Now, the next thing that we have in this Zentangle Project Pack 26 day number 3 string were some kind of large orbs that sit behind this hexagonal shape. So I'm going to start from the centre, I'm going to roughly mark the centre of this new hexagon, the central points that we have, like so. And I'm then going to come from this new centre points of these lines and kind of draw an orb shape that squashes itself into the corner of this triangle. So it's kind of going to bump up, and it's just, because it's freehand, it's not going to be perfect, but that's fine. And these circles come all the way around into each point of this star shape. like so. Turning my tile as I go. It's funny how you can measure things out and still they are not the right sort of, the perfect matching sizes, and you know, I really don't mind that. It's not a big deal to me. So there we have our kind of orb shapes around our central hexagon. So the other thing that we have in the Zentangle project pack for this particular string is that there are kind of dividing lines across this hexagon as well. So I'm going to just join these together like so. So the opposing points, just hand draw a straightish line crossing at the centre. There we go. So I've got our divided up little hexagon there. And the final thing I'm going to do with this is just to go around and erase some of these lines. So if you imagine one of these triangles is sitting above the other, I'm going to choose one. I'm going to choose this triangle here. And I'm going to just pretend that this one sits above the other and erase the horizontal line that crosses it. Like this. So the kind of the line that forms part of that base triangle at the back is kind of vanishing. And once we've done that, we are pretty much good to go with our string for this project pack. I hope you found that a really useful lesson. I'm certainly excited to get tangling on this new string that I've got here. I've already obviously followed the project pack, but I'm going to have a go at filling the strings with something a little bit different. So see what I can do with the same string and see if I can create something equally amazing to the project pack videos. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you might like to watch my day 1 and 2 videos. I'm also going to be recording this is day 3, day 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 as well. So please do go ahead and watch those if you think they might be useful to you. Please like and subscribe my videos. You can also follow me on all the usual Instagram, TikTok, social media, and follow me over there. I post regularly with little mini narrated lessons and other bits and bobs that you might like. Don't forget you can go and get my tile divider for free on my website. But yeah, I hope to see you soon. I'd love to see what you create using this string, so do tag me, and don't forget to use the hashtag Ivy's Corner as well. But I will see you next time.